What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's episode, I will be covering a long-awaited anime series and manga, Zatch Bell. So, before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and press that bell notification icon so you'll be up to date with all of my latest videos. Now, let's get it. Zatch Bell, the Japanese anime manga series that won the 48th Shogakukan Manga Award for the Shonen category in 2003, was written and illustrated by Makoto Raiku and directed by Tetsuji Nakamura. The series was premiered on Fuji TV on April 6, 2003 and ran until March 23, 2006. Zatch Bell has 22 million copies in circulation to date. In a 2021 poll on TV Asahi's Manga Sosenkyo, 150,000 people voted for their top 100 manga series of all time, where Zatch Bell ranked 33. Zatch Bell was serialized in Shogakukan's Weekly Sunday between January 2001 and December 2006, concluding with 323 chapters compiled into 33 volumes. In August 2005, Viz Media licensed the anime for the English translation in North America and also obtained the foreign media, merchandising rights, and home video to Zatch Bell from Toei Animation. The television series was also licensed by Viz Media and aired in the United States on Cartoon Network's Toonami block and in Canada on YTV from March 2005 to December 2007, with only 77 of the 150 episodes having aired. When the Newton Hero series and the Shonen Sunday Super came to an end, Makoto Raiku became anxious. He wanted to come up with a unique idea to make his next anime series a success. He looked at the old drafts he created years ago, and while looking for inspiration, he found his ideal mercenary who uses a sword to defeat his enemies. Raiku decided to work on the idea, but after 3 months, things didn't seem to go anywhere, so he decided to give up on the idea and look for something else. The next idea he came up with was a story where a student named Kyo finds an old toy with the help of a noble knight and combats evil. Raiku discussed the whole idea with the editor, who advised him to come up with a character that is innocent and charming. So Raiku worked on the idea before finally coming up with the story of Zatch Bell, and that is how Zatch Bell came into existence. Now, the story of Zatch Bell stars Kyo, an intelligent 14-year-old boy in junior high. While exploring a rainforest in England, Kyo's archaeologist father discovers Zatch, an unconscious Momoto child. He sends the mysterious kid to his son. When Zatch first meets Kyo, all of his memories are erased and he can't remember anything about where he came from. As the days pass, Zatch and Kyo become good friends. Kyo finds out that Zatch has incredible powers, but often gets into trouble when Kyo is not around him. Together, they encounter several Momotos, some of who don't actually want to fight, and those who are evil-minded. Sherry and Brago become Zatch and Kyo's rivals and allies, and tell them about the Momoto world. Zatch decides to become king of the Momotos to lead them to peace and harmony. Moving throughout the series, Zatch and Kyo realize that he is actually from a place called the Momoto world. Momotos are mystical creatures that have supernatural powers controlled by spellbooks. Every 1,000 years, 100 Momotos are sent to Earth to compete in the ultimate battle to earn kingship of the Momoto world. The Momotos need a human partner to utilize their powerful spellbooks and unleash their special attacks. The goal of the tournament is to be the last Momoto standing. And if your spellbook gets destroyed, then your Momoto degenerates and returns to the Momoto world. The second season of Zatch Bell is the Ancient Momoto arc. This arc introduces a new villain, Zophis, who is a Momoto that brainwashes and manipulates humans. Zophis creates an army of ancient Momoto from 1,000 years ago. Zatch and Kyo with their allies decide to travel to Diavolo ruins in South America on the advice of Dr. Riddles and battle Zophis' army. The group, on their way to the journey, befriends a girl named Layla, who is a Momoto from 1,000 years ago, and her bookkeeper Albert, who she wants to wake up by destroying the Moonlight Stone. In the third season, known as the Fado arc, Kyo starts looking into the mysterious Fudo that suddenly appears in the human world. Kyo searches for the mysterious structure when he received a call from Dr. Riddles, who said that Wanrei and Lien are missing. Suddenly, a doll-like creature appears and reveals to Kyo the arc's plot. A Momoto called Ryu is summoning other Momotos to fully destroy the gigantic structure Seal, and to this, Ryu is releasing a curse onto those Momoto's partners. Kyo begins to go ahead and find Fado. Zatch and the squad finally find Fado and enter it. However, Keith and Buzari attack them, making them split into Fado's head city. Zatch and Kochome fight both Keith and Buzari and burn Buzari's book. As everyone was tired of walking, Momon then carried them in his large ears. Close to there, Arth, Ellie, Kurudio, and Saza attack the very tired team. The team uses their strongest spells to break Fado's seal, or else the cursed ones will die. However, Zatch and Kyo cast Bao Sekega and finally free them from their seal. The last episode of the anime series concluded on its 150th episode on March 26, 2006. Makoto Raikou finished the series on its 323rd chapter on December 6, 2008. The series was popular in America, but it didn't seem to work as viewership was declining. Fans lost interest in this series and stopped watching it. The series was eventually picked up by Canada's YTV in September 2006, but the English dub hit its end once again on December 6, 2008, after reaching episode 104. Finally, Zatch Bell officially ended once and for all when Viz discontinued the manga on June 9, 2009, after reaching 25 volumes. So let's get into some of the characters of Zatch Bell. First, there's Zatch. Zatch Bell is a charming and attractive kid who hates injustice and prejudice. Zatch often puts himself in trouble because of his lack of knowledge about the human world. His friend Kiyo Takamane gives him a toy named Vulcan 300, and he refers to this as his best friend besides Kiyo. Zatch and Kiyo together fight their enemies, and soon Zatch is empowered with the power of Bao, a dragon created by his father during the last Momoto battle. His father transfers Bao into Zatch to prevent him from escaping and destroying the Momoto world. Kiyo, on the other hand, is a 14-year-old junior high school student who is incredibly intelligent with an IQ of over 180. His classmates often harass him for being such an intellectual. Though being very talented, Kiyo hates his school life, leading him to skipping school regularly. He becomes an introvert and avoids everyone around him, but things change up after he meets Zatch. The only thing that is negative about Kiyo is his bad temper, and he often takes out his anger on Zatch and his classmate Suzy Mizuno. The next characters are Megumi Omi and Tia. Megumi and Tia are friends and allies of Zatch and Kiyo. Megumi is a pop star singer and a workaholic. She likes Kiyo and enjoys his company. Tia, on the other hand, is a young girl who was attacked by a friend of the Momoto world. Tia lost trust in everyone, but when Kiyo and Zatch saved her, she gained her belief in others back. Tia's spells consist of regenerative and defensive spells that save her allies from any evil power and heal them. Tia likes Zatch, though their relationship is very complicated throughout the series. The next main characters are Parco Folklore and Conchome. Parco and Conchome are allies of Kiyo and Zatch as well. Folklore is an actor and singer from Italy who was once known for his temper and rude personality. Concho is a young boy who has a childish nature. His powers allow him to transform shape. He also can create clones with merciless strength and can trap enemies into a fantasy world to control their senses. Last up of our main characters is Sherry Belmond and Brago. Sherry comes from a wealthy French family that does not care about her. She is eventually saved by a girl named Coco who soon becomes her best friend. Sherry meets her Momoto Brago, who is an antisocial, mysterious, but kind Momoto. Brago can erase memories, and his spells are based on the manipulation of gravity. He's one of the most powerful and formidable rivals and opponents that Kiyo and Zatch face in the show. Looking back, Zatch Bell was one of the animes I enjoyed most as a kid. Even though it did tend to have some over-the-top moments and sometimes the comedy fell flat, it just made you feel good. Watching Zatch play with Vulcan 300 or seeing Folklore and Conchome come into the show, change into funny characters, do their little dance routine, and the lack of explanation as to why the hell Conchome had duck lips just added to the nostalgia of the show for me. And even looking back into the video games, those were bangers. Especially the GameCube adaptation. I used to go to my friend's house, we'd run the Zatch Bell game for GameCube, he'd be Zatch, I'd be Brago, he'd be trying to attack me with these lightning attacks, I'd use my gravity, pull him in, and beat his ass to a pulp. I mean, those were the days, man. So honestly, if you slept on Zatch Bell, I highly suggest that you wake up. Zatch Bell even had some more complicated arcs. Even though the story didn't get all of the animation and the anime was kind of cut short, especially outside of Japan. There were some dope stories going on aside from the main plot. One of them in particular being when you found out that there was a dark Zatch who was actually his brother who wanted to take over the Balzagega powers. Like, that in itself, it really set a dark tone for the show. I mean, don't let the animation of the main characters fool you. This show did have some pretty dark subject matter. There was some stuff that happened to Sherry that I didn't touch on in this video, but trust me, don't sleep on this anime. That's a wrap for today. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon to see more videos in the future. Peace.